Sonapagi, Kido here,
and Mio here to tell you that today we have satanic ritual,
time travel,
child endangerment,
and demonetization. In this video, talking about how YouTube's new AI is waging war on Sonic horror creators.
Not only is YouTube targeting creators like Toadbub, Sunfire, and It's Super Gamer, and completely demonetizing their channels, but it's for the dumbest reason imaginable.
This is all very strange and sudden, especially because YouTube has refused to give any information about which videos are causing these channels to be treated this way. So we decided to dive into the most popular Sonic horror series right now to see if there's anything we could find that's objectionable enough for YouTube to treat these channels so harshly.
What? You didn't know that the video game character Sonic the Hedgehog is now a horror icon?
What the dog doing?
Well, it's a strange world that we live in. The creepypasta writer JC the Hyena created and published the masterpiece Sonic.exe on August 9th, 2011.
The story, or creepypasta as they are called on the internet, is about a lad named Tom who receives a cursed CD and a message from his friend Kyle, begging him to destroy it.
Tom, however, is what we like to call in the business stupid, and decides to play the game, unleashing the evil entity that is Sonic.exe, and getting his soul slipped up like a pasta noodle.
The story was apparently so bad that it was removed from the creepypasta wiki, and this sent JC into a frenzy. It also turns out that he was a furry that allegedly abused his girlfriend and had inappropriate roleplays with minors, while he himself was an adult, allegedly.
And she did some pretty bad stuff too? That's not the point of this video, so we shall ignore that for now. This story got super popular for a while and then had a resurgence more recently, and now somehow Sonic.exe has a fan base, as does Sonic horror as a subgenre of internet horror.
There are spin-offs of Sonic.exe, sequels, and something called Sonic.exe, and more.
All the channels we mentioned earlier have made or are making content about these Sonic horror-related game mods and stories. And currently the most popular and trendy Sonic horror series is Shin Sonic, made by the YouTube channel Mas.
Are we sure that's how you said that name?
It's me. It's Mas, the Shin Sonic guy.
And he too has been demonetized. Now, assuming of course you're all caught up to speed, haha, let's dive in!
The first video in the Sonic tapes is
House Footage, the Sonic Tapes.
Released on July 15th, 2023, and starts off with a creepy-looking Sonic standing next to a dead Dr. Robotnik. Then it cuts to this warning.
Emergency alert system. An unknown threat has been causing a harm to people in the area. There have been several mutilations and reported missing persons in the past day. Authorities are currently investigating. Be alert, lock your doors, windows, and arm yourself. Be prepared for a face-to-face encounter with this threat. Wait, what?
That cannot be good. We are then shown some security footage from someone's house. Whose house? I have no idea. But it seems that Sonic wants in. It seems that Sonic has gotten in.
And Sonic kills somebody. Pretty grim. So far, the only objectionable stuff in this series is some bloody imagery. Perhaps too bloody for YouTube. Sorry, Mas, that's one strike for you.
The next tape is called
Sonic the Hedgehog Animation.
And it features some animation. Oh boy! I don't really know much about Smiling Friends or Psychic Pebbles, but it looks like Mas' style might be inspired by those animation. Or maybe I'm wrong.
Back with Sonic, he's beating up small creatures and eating them. Is this cannibalism? And hunts down Dr. Eggman and kills him dead, I think. By the way, for everyone saying,
No, not Dr. Eggman!
This is a very different alternate reality. I know most of you already knew that, but just in case. There is some minor animal abuse and death, so maybe YouTube thought it was too much for the little Sonic fans and decided to go give Mas another strike.
That's 2 for you, Mas. The next video called
Two-Tailed Fox, the Sonic Tapes,
progresses the story a bit more. It starts off with Tails, who is usually Sonic's best friend, being hunted and haunted by Sonic, who possesses Tails. Oh, whatever this means.
Sonic and Tails apparently are responsible for 3 weeks worth of people suddenly missing. 946 to be precise. It's gotten so bad that the people looking for the missing people are now missing themselves.
Who is writing this anyway? There are more and more sightings of people being airlifted to their demise, and the government is refusing to acknowledge the pictures that are popping up online. Eerily familiar.
At the very end of the video, we see the current evolution of Sonic, who is now running around on all fours, and we get some foreboding imagery.
It's too loud! It's too loud!
This video features Tails looking like he just smoked a marijuana salad, so perhaps it got flagged for drugs?
That could be 3 for you, Vinmus. You're walking on thin eggshells.
I don't think so. Whatever. The next tape is called...
Oh, it's my turn.
Oh, yeah.
Cry of the Forest, the Sonic tapes.
That's the last chance you ever get. And on November 14th, 2006, a police officer is investigating some loud cries that have been happening at night. Seeing as we were watching the recovered body cam footage, I'm guessing nothing good happens.
Oh, yep, there he be. You know, I'm not sure if the police body cam would go out of focus like that.
Doesn't matter! The officer runs away! Without screaming or running out of breath, surprisingly. And then he runs into Tails! Or should I say Tails? Or should I specify and say multiple Tails? The officer then stops to go take in the scenery and look at a statue of a cow or some other kind of false pagan god. And Sonic eventually murderizes the officer.
He's right above me, isn't he?
The authorities find the officer's body rather decomposed for some reason, and I guess they take a lunch break or something, because when they return, the statue is gone.
This video does have a heavily censored dead body, but perhaps it wasn't censored enough!
That's a potential 4 strikes for you, Vinmus.
The next tape is called...
A Dreadful Vision, the Sonic Tapes.
And begins with Knuckles running through a rather empty green hill zone, or wherever this is. I'm not a Sonic connoisseur. He comes across what I assume is the aftermath of the cartoon episode, though I am a little confused about when each episode is supposed to take place.
Knuckles spots Tails, but that's not the real Tails anymore, and he confronts Sonic, but that's the same story there.
Try to run.
After being captured and not killed, Knuckles asks what this devious creature's plan and motive is, and is shown all kinds of visions.
Knuckles learns that he needs to get the Chaos Super Emeralds before Sonic does, or else the world will surely be doomed.
It's time to go full demon time. It is time to go full demon time.
Not sure why Sonic let Knuckles just walk away, but hey, we aren't complaining.
This tape has some demonic imagery.
They're demons. They're frickin' interdimensional invaders, okay? I'll just say it. Make fun of me all you want on CNN or wherever, but everyone already innately knows this. These people...
So, I don't know. This episode doesn't really have anything remotely objectionable, but we'll give you 5 strikes just in case, Divine Boss.
Chaos! The Sonic Tapes! Knuckles goes to Little Planet and intends on using the past time warp signs from Sonic's CD to go back in time.
Now we take a little peek at a gun report. For those who don't know, gun is, to quote the wiki,
International Military and Security Organization on Earth, as well as the National Defense Forces of the United Federation.
Kinda makes you wonder who was writing these reports before this point. Maybe it was Gun, but it wasn't specified. Who knows?
Anyway, Gun basically says that they're all screwed because not only is Sonic super big, but also super fast, causing devastating shockwaves every time he zips from place to place, screaming bloody murder.
By the way, this is also called the Shin Sonic series, presumably inspired by Shin Godzilla, and I can see why.
After Sonic gets one of the emeralds, Knuckles tells Gun to protect the rest of the emeralds while he goes back in time to get the super emeralds. Make sense to you? No? Same here! And right now that's the best plan anybody has.
The video has some panic screaming, so maybe YouTube thought it was really, really bad. In
Past 1, the Sonic Tapes!
Knuckles goes to the Hidden Palace Zone 3,000 years ago. This episode is more animated than the others and is quite impressive.
Knuckles asks the old guardian of the super emeralds to hand them over so he can save the world, but Grandpa Echidna does not take too kindly to that.
Oh! Yo, holy he dead! Oh, he dead for sure!
I've been guarding those emeralds for decades. You're crazy if you think I'm just gonna give them to anybody who asks.
Then I'll have to take them!
The two then prepare for a battle of epic anime proportions. Meanwhile, the evil pagan statue seems to be in Sonic's stomach, along with 4 emeralds he's already gotten.
There is some blood in this episode, and to that YouTube says no good.
The most recent Shin Sonic video at the time of this recording is Contingency, and it starts off with Shin Sonic absolutely mogging the government's efforts to protect the emeralds. Knuckles has been gone for 26 hours, and Sonic has attained 5 out of 7 emeralds. Not good! And the nuclear weapons did not work well at all! Really not good!
I guess Sonic is gathering chaos energy and will get back to hunting down the other 2 after about 2 weeks. based on our estimations.
In other news, Gun learns that the evil tails flying around are actually splitting apart in order to multiply.
Also, really not good. Gun then asks Shadow the Hedgehog for help, and he tells them to go to Robotnik's lab where they find Metal Sonic.
A few days later, the police randomly find an abandoned cabin that has signs of a struggle and a VHS tape that has Hebrew writing on it. On the tape itself, we see that Sonic was somehow captured by some cultists, I think, and he was infected by some kind of bacteria. Ooh.
And another bit of footage found on a broken camera. Some cultists have a little exposition dump about how their purpose is to revive King Moloch, the evil cow god from earlier, and cleanse the world. We might be misinterpreting the conversation, but this scene itself is kind of funny.
Okay, well, the only reason you're in charge and not me is because you pants me in the sacred locker room in front of all the boys, and they don't respect me no more. You took off my underwear and everything. Who does that?
So now Gun has to stop Sonic before he ends the world, and Metal Sonic just might be the one to get it done. So what do we think of the Sonic tapes, aka Shin Sonic? Time to review!
First of all, I've got to say, Shin Sonic being created by a cult that was attempting to revive Moloch was very unexpected.
When I first heard of Shin Sonic, we just wrote it off as the latest kids' horror trend that spooked all the little boys and girls, just like Sonic.exe, which I'm sure was the inspiration for this. We're a bit too old for this content now that we're over 80 years old and washed up YouTubers. Regardless, while watching the series, we were pleasantly surprised.
A series about an evil Sonic can only be taken so seriously, and the series doesn't try to pretend like it's some kind of super serious thing, while also having serious things happen in it. It leans into the creepypasta nature of the idea and executes it quite well.
It avoids the trap a lot of aimless analog horror series fall into. Some series just feel like the creator's saying,
This happens, and then this happens, and this happens, and then things get worse, and worse, and worse, and then this happens!
into an infinite spiral. Even if Evine Mus doesn't have an end in mind, the Sonic tapes feel like they were going somewhere, and thus increased our investment. We can see why it's so popular. Definitely one of the better horror series on YouTube right now.
As for the quality of the series, we were surprised by that as well. Evine Mus clearly has a lot of artistic talent, and the animation has only increased in quality as things have gone on. Now there's a few things we might change, such as making the gun reports a little less casually written and blending the 2D artwork with the live action visuals a little better, but those are just relatively small critiques.
As for how we feel about Sonic horror, we prefer the Sonic that's not killing people. The horror stuff is a little bit much for us, but people are creating some very interesting and creative stories, and that's pretty cool.
Overall, good job.
So Evine Mus got demonetized, and as we saw, the series has some dark elements, even though it only has a portion of the graphicness that many other horror series on YouTube have that are still monetized. Still, I can understand why it was demonetized for
harmful content involving minors, dangerous or sexualized content involving minors.
Wiggity what?
Well, certainly this must be a mistake, so Evine Mus really should just appeal the claim.
Now, I went and appealed, as one would, and they denied it.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Now we must note that Evine Mus doesn't only make Sonic tapes, he has also created various other short animations on his channel, some of which contain content that could be seen as either crude, or rude, or weird. However, most of these videos don't come even close to what would get a channel demonetized.
Evan was confused by this and could only find maybe 3 videos that would fall into the category of dangerous content involving minors, and specifically 1 that maybe matches. But those videos were not targeted specifically, it was the whole channel, and the message he received stated that the harmful content was found in the majority of his videos, which is simply not true. And there was certainly nothing sexual involved.
Perhaps the AI was high or confused by the fact that the Sonic characters are mostly teenagers, but there was nothing illegal going on with those characters, so I'm not sure what the problem could be.
And the icing on top! It seems that all the creators that reacted to Evine Mus's videos are still monetized, and the content farms that sexualized Shin Sonic still monetized. Well done, YouTube, well done.
Seeing as content farms have been mentioned, 'tis our civic duty to check in and see what they are doing, and if they still have monetization turned on. But be warned, some of what you're about to see may be very disturbing.
There are the usual suspects like Slime Cat and their alt account, Gummy Dora, Game Toons, and of course, Benji X Scarlet. He shoves Shin Sonic all over the place like so much potpourri.
There are a lot of videos by horror skunks on the topic. Whether they are a content farm is up for debate, but we personally find the content to be at least a little cringe, and if nothing else, very, very weird. Still, they get tens of millions of views, so couldn't be us.
In the name of the fire, boom, boom, liar, zoom, zoom, dire.
Look over there! Houndstomp jumped on the hype train as well. Why wouldn't they? Let's actually take a look at one of the videos because I'm genuinely curious what they came up with. How about this one?
Shin Sonic Tapes falls in love, the Sonic Tapes animation.
Do you want to marry me? Yes, I love you so much. Until death do them part.
The short opens up with Shin Sonic killing people, wonderful and very kid-friendly. The Sonic Tapes is a series meant mostly for teens and adults, but the kiddies need their daily dose of horror as well, and Hornchop is here to provide it.
Shin Sonic is going bananas, and Knuckles and Dr. Eggman laugh evilly and make a plan to use Amy Rose to distract Sonic with some Looney Tunes shenanigans.
Shin Sonic falls in love with Shin Amy and serves her a giant shark with humans sprinkled on it, and she's okay with that. Everything's going according to plan. That's hands rubbing together. As per Amy's flashback.
Listen closely then, because I'm only explaining this once. You have to distract Sonic.
Were they prepared for me?
Sonic, you didn't deserve any of this! Don't be that rude with him!
Amy? I can't hear. Oh no.
Stop torturing him! What are you doing?
I don't even know what's going on anymore.
Amy has second thoughts, and when it's time for Knuckles to cure Sonic, she stops them.
What?
Amy, what are you doing? They're trying to cure him, you dummy!
Stop it, you idiot!
Did the writers forget what was happening?
Oi! Shin Sonic runs away from Shin Amy. Or, no. Oi! Shin Amy runs away with Shin Sonic. The end.
Good to know Hornchop's writing is consistently trash. Next, onto another YouTube channel called Monster Territory, they published this monstrosity called
I catch the pregnant Sonic Tapes, Amy Sonic Tapes, Rouge Sonic Tapes, and more in the forest.
This video has someone walking around in what looks like a public park, which means they did this in public, finding a box and filling it with pregnant and caked up bootleg Shin Sonic figures.
I like that.
Wow.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Well, they put them in the box after touching them suggestively. All the while, nursery rhymes and other nonsense sounds and voices play in the background. Ugh. Luckily, this YouTube channel is not monetized, thank God. However, they still are on YouTube, so...
Additionally, there is an insane amount of Shin Sonic slop being made in the game Gmod. They're just a bunch of time-wasted videos with no voiceovers that use inappropriate clickbait thumbnails and questionable models in the videos. Truly, truly despicable.
And how many of these videos are monetized, you ask? Observe. So, content farms are still making muchos dineros while Sonic horror creators are starving. Thanks a lot, YouTube, you did it again.
This, unfortunately, is not the only time Vinemus has had a run-in with the YouTube overlords. His account was hacked by a rogue hacker man and deleted off the face of YouTube.
Luckily, he managed to get YouTube to recover it. Yay! But then they deleted it for violating community guidelines. What guidelines? We have no idea.
So he lost all his older videos for a while, but then got them back. Eventually. All good now, I guess, but this man has had some rather bad luck regarding the YouTube channel.
Since YouTube did the stupid and rejected his appeal, and Team YouTube on Twitter has been less than useless, Elon Musk has to wait 90 days to reapply for monetization, and he's going to wait to upload the next episode until then. Which is a shame, because I kind of wanted to see what was going to happen next.
This is sadly the same story for other content creators that make Sonic/horror content. We checked a little bit of their content too, and couldn't find anything that would qualify for the demonetization. However, each of these channels have to wait 90 days to even get a shot at getting paid again. Hopefully, because YouTube may end up rejecting their reapplication because they never freaking told the creators which of their videos caused the incident. They all pretty much received the same copy-paste message from the YouTube AI, which was no help at all.
This is especially bad because November and December are coming up, and those are the best months for ad revenue. And like we said, it's very weird that this is all happening now to multiple creators. All of them do have Sonic and horror related content though. One theory made by Toadbup and Luigi Kid Gaming is that YouTube's new spiffy AI saw that kids like Sonic and maybe noticed the super weird fetish content about Sonic.exe and Shin Sonic and merged the two in its algorithm and just flagged all of the content at once. Main problem with this theory is the fact that content farms are still here!
Regardless, it seems that YouTube's AI is screwing up again, big time. And it seems like this AI is bypassing any human review, because any real human with a drop of sense would see that demonetizing all these channels for endangering minors is ridiculous.
Elon Musk will be opening a Patreon where he uploads exclusive stuff and people can get access to the new Sonic Tape episodes early. He also streams on Twitch, though he's only as consistent as we are, maybe slightly more. No hate though, just a little bit of self-deprecation.
All these affected creators are going to be struggling a bit, so please make sure you support them by perhaps perhaps joining their Patreon, if you want to, or liking and subscribing and hyping their videos.
And as small creators ourselves, we'd appreciate that too.
Also, it might be time to raise a big stink about this so that YouTube finally has to pay attention and do something about this rogue AI.
Anyways, that is all for today. We had no idea at first just how far this problem was reaching, so we had to add some more details about this mess. Hopefully the AI doesn't flag us for anything as well.
Come to think of it, I suppose we could get hit with some stuff. Oh well, fingers crossed, I guess.
Thank you to our wonderful channel members, including William IT for being a massive fan and supporting us through these trying times.
They've also continued to support us despite the fact that we have not released any members-only videos in quite a while. But no worries, we have one coming soon.
We're also thinking about possibly switching to Patreon eventually, just because YouTube's membership isn't quite up to snuff. It's kind of pushing out members-only videos to people who aren't members, which is kind of counterintuitive, but we'll see what happens. If we do that, we'll definitely gift Patreon memberships to current members of the channel.
Also look forward to some fresh uploads coming out this month in November. Like, we're going to talk about Urban Spook.
And perhaps even Dandy's World.
As well as other Content Farm exposés, if you like those videos. If you don't, just ignore them.
And if you can't wait for the next video, check out this video over here.
Or perhaps this video over here.
And until we see you there, in the wise words of YouTube's support team,
good luck.